You know how it is, right? You click a button, and just like magic, a package shows up on your doorstep. But behind that one simple click, there's this incredibly complex dance of logistics. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the heart of that whole system, the warehouse. And we're going to explore a totally new way of thinking that's making it all smarter, faster, and way more flexible than ever before. And that brings us to a really big, kind of weird question. With all the amazing tech we have today, why are so many modern warehouses, these absolutely critical hubs for everything we buy, still running on rules and logic from decades ago? It's a huge and frankly very expensive disconnect. And right here, this is the core of the problem. Our world is constantly changing, right? Customer demand suddenly spikes, a supply chain gets hit with a disruption, a delivery truck gets a flat tire. All of this happens in real time. But the logic running the warehouse? So often, it's totally static. It's based on a plan that was made days, maybe even weeks ago. It just can't keep up. So let's dig into that a little deeper. How does this conflict create what you could call the warehouse bottleneck? This is where those old rigid systems really start to break down and where the costs just start piling up. You know, the way things are often done now, it starts with manual planning. And sometimes it's literally a team of people with spreadsheets trying to guess what a wildly unpredictable future is going to look like. Then you've got these static, if this, then that rules that just fall apart when something unexpected happens. And sure, there might be some robots or automation, but it's usually pretty basic, and all the systems are in their own little silos. The receiving department doesn't know what the shipping department is struggling with. It all adds up to a system that's just brittle. It can't handle the punches the real world throws at it. What this all boils down to are two totally different ways of thinking. The old way is all about being reactive. You're just constantly putting out fires, responding to problems after they've already caused delays and wasted money. The goal, the new way, is to be proactive. You're anticipating challenges, you're constantly adjusting, and you're maximizing your efficiency before those problems can even happen. It's the difference between playing defense and playing offense. So look, if the old way is fundamentally broken, you can't just put a little Band-Aid on it. You need a total paradigm shift. It requires a completely new kind of logic to run these incredibly complex operations. And this new logic we're talking about is built on two powerful ideas: being autonomous and being adaptive. A system that really brings this to life is called Dynamacs. Autonomous means the system can make the best decisions all on its own, without a human having to step in every 5 seconds. And adaptive? That means it learns and changes in real time no matter what crazy thing the world throws at it. So how does a system like this think? Well, one of the really cool patented technologies at its core is something called game theory. And put simply, it's the science of strategy. Think of the entire warehouse as a giant multiplayer game. Every worker, every forklift, every robot, they're all players. Game theory lets the system look at all the possible moves for every player and figure out the absolute best outcome for the team. So imagine 2 forklifts are about to go down the same aisle. The old system just tells one to stop. This system, it calculates the best move for the entire warehouse. Maybe it instantly reroutes one forklift to a brand new, more urgent task that just came in, saving time for literally everyone involved. Okay, so what does this look like in practice? It's basically a constant 3-step loop that never stops. First, it senses. It's got its finger on the pulse of everything, new orders popping up, inventory levels changing where every worker is. Second, it analyzes. This is the brain, using its AI and that game theory we talked about to predict the best possible move. And finally, it coordinates. It becomes the conductor of the orchestra, sending out new instructions to dynamically adjust the entire operation to keep it running at peak performance. Now, this all sounds amazing in theory, doesn't it? But the real question, the only one that matters, is what does it actually mean on the warehouse floor? So let's shift from the theory to the throughput to the real-world impact. Which, of course, brings us to the elephant in the room. In the messy, chaotic, real-world environment of an actual warehouse with real people and real problems, does any of this high-tech theory actually hold up? And the answer we're seeing is a big, resounding yes. This isn't just about promises, it's about proof. Systems like Dynamacs are already up and running successfully at multiple customer sites. And here's the part that's so crucial. Warehouse teams have fully adopted it. This isn't some system that people are fighting against. It's a tool they actually want to use because it makes their incredibly hard jobs easier. And the results are real. You can measure the drop in wasted labor and inefficiency, and you can prove a direct improvement in customer service levels.
And this all leads to what is really the ultimate bottom line here. It's about a total transformation, turning warehouses from these reactive, rigid systems into agile, intelligent, and, this is the key, self-optimizing operations.
So let's bring this all home. What does this really mean for the future of logistics? Well, it's about creating a totally new kind of operational flow. And when you do that, you end up creating a new and much better bottom line for the business. I mean, just look at the two approaches side by side. The difference is, it's just night and day. No matter what category you look at, from planning to operations to the final outcome, you see this massive shift. You go from manual and reactive ways of doing things that just lead to waste and delays to an autonomous, proactive system that delivers maximum throughput and great service. It's not just a small step up, it's a giant leap to a whole new way of operating. And all of this leaves us with one last big question to think about. In a world that's only getting faster and way more complicated, is your warehouse, or really any part of your business, built to solve yesterday's problems, or is it truly ready for tomorrow's?